great big house.
You're not listening.
Well, you listen.
You mean you, wait a minute.
You're going to listen to me, you're going to pay attention to that book.
This is going to be a good story, Chris.
He's not really telling a story.
Yes, he is. It's just starting.
I was just telling you, I lived in this big house sitting up on top of a little knoll, and when I was going to bed at night, behind the house was a piece of woods, and in the woods was a lot of thick undergrowth, bushes and stuff like that. And when I looked out of the window to raise the window to go to bed, I saw this light out there in this acreage, this woods and bushes and stuff like that. Light flickering, light flickering, light flickering. And I said to myself, that doesn't belong out there. And I put back on my clothes, and I walked down the stairs, and I walked out through the kitchen, and I walked out down the stairs, and I sneaked in through the, I wanted to see what it was out there, and I walked out and sneaked through the azalea bushes, and I sneaked through there down on my hands and knees, and I got close to what was happening, and it was a fire. Some people and animals had built a fire. And around the fire, all huddled over the fire, it was cold. There's a big fat raccoon, and there was a rabbit, and there was a rabbit, and a squirrel, and a mongoose, and a dragon, and there were 3 witches with black hats and long noses, and of all things, leading the conversation was the President of the United States, Lyndon B. Johnson, who was, that time, running the country. And I got closer and closer and closer to see what was going on. And you know what they were doing? On top of the fire, they had a big black cauldron. Now, cauldron is nothing but a big pot. And in this pot, they had water. And the water was boiling from the heat of the fire, and every now and then one of the witches would throw an old dead tomcat in there, and the tomcat had fur all over it, and then they'd throw a dead dog in there, and then they'd throw a dead and then they'd throw a dead rabbit in there, and then they'd throw a dead squirrel in there. And the witches would stir with a long stick, and they were all bent over, you know, and they were all looking black and dirty and smelly and foul. And they were terrible looking things. And I was hidden there in the bushes like that, shaking, because I didn't want them to see or hear me, because I didn't know what they would do. And they were muttering and grumbling to themselves. And finally one witch stood up and said, "Fair is foul and foul is fair. I don't like my meat all covered with hair. Old dead tomcats, I've had my fill. Let's get up to the big house and eat old Bill." Talking about me. And with that, I turned tail, and I jumped up, and I ran as fast as I could to those back stairs. And Lyndon B. Johnson was after me, and the witches were after me, and the raccoons were after me, and all the animals around the fire were after me. And I ran up those stairs, and I got in the door, and I slammed the door, and I locked the door, and I ran upstairs, and I pulled the covers up over my head, and all of a sudden I found Grammy shaking the covers and saying, "Wake up, Bill, wake up, Bill, you having a bad dream." And there wasn't any witches, and there wasn't any Lyndon Baines Johnson, and there wasn't any raccoons or rabbits or anything else. All I was doing was dreaming about those things. And I must have had too much fish, or succotash, or mashed potatoes, or chocolate ice cream sundae to eat for my dummy.
It was probably Caesar salad.
Why don't you just tell that story again?